Imagine you're sitting around the conference table at the Department of War. Oh, wait, that's what it used to be called. Then they changed the name to the Department of Defense. That way it looks like if anything happens, we're defenders. We're always the good guys. Anywho, so you're sitting around the conference table. It's the 1950s. And the boss man comes in and says, boys, we got all these nuclear warheads laying around and they're not being used. We need to think of a way to blow some stuff up. Come on, people, think. Well, this is the directive from the boss, and old Ed at the front of the table, he's like, maybe we could start another war. That'd blow some stuff up. And the boss man's like, no, we just did that. We've got into Korea for no reason, and we didn't get to blow some stuff up. Come on, people. We can do better than this. And I mean, everybody's stumped. But old Russ down at the corner, he's crazy anyway, and he's like, I got it. We will randomly shoot nuclear payloads into space. And the boss man says, I like what you're thinking. Tell me more. The trouble with that is you don't have to imagine it. These fools actually did this. What the plan was is they're going to call this thing Operation Fishbowl. And we're going to name the tests, the series of tests after aquatic animals, I guess, somewhat. But if anything goes haywire, we'll just call the second test Prime. Doesn't that have a ring to it? So it'd be like Operation Bluegill. And if something goes wrong, Operation Bluegill Prime. And if something goes wrong with that, you call it Operation Bluegill Double Prime, etc., etc. You get the point. So they did it. So you got Operation Bluegill. That's the starter. And the radar tracking system lost track of the missile. So they shot it down. And it drops out into the ocean. And this is out, it's way out in the middle of the Pacific. You don't even have to worry about it. I mean, yeah, it's a live thermonuclear payload. It just, it goes into the ocean. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Okay, well, that didn't work. So you got Operation Bluegill Prime. That one blew up on the launch pad. We're talking about early technology here. You got Werner von Braun, that used to work for the Nazis, but we brought him to the United States to work for us, where he, incidentally, complained about the accommodations and maybe the food wasn't as good as it could have been, I mean, yeah, you could have went to Siberia with the Russians. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. So where'd we leave off? Bluegill Prime. That ain't gonna work. So Operation Bluegill Double Prime. Bluegill Double Prime. That one, the missile malfunctioned. It started to break apart. No, this one tumbled out of control about 85 seconds after launch, and they had to shoot it down. So now, yet another thermonuclear payload plops in the ocean. Now we got to do Operation Bluegill Triple Prime. And something awesome happened. It must have been, because it remains classified to this day. Next in our Fishbowl series, we got Operation Starfish. About 85 seconds after launch, the engine stalled. The thing started to break apart, and so they shot it down. I mean, come on, boys, we can do better this. Well, then we get Operation Starfish Prime. Now we're getting somewhere. Starfish Prime. They launch a thermonuclear payload up into the atmosphere. Now somewhere, I swear, I remember reading through all this crap, and they had discovered the Van Allen belts by then. And this is it's like a shield around the Earth, and it's radioactive. And it's burning up asteroids and rocks to protect the Earth. It's like a natural defense. It is a natural defense. And I swear that I was reading that the theory was they were going to blast a nuclear payload through the Van Allen belts, and that'll help us get to the moon. Otherwise, we're just going to burn up. Operation Starfish Prime. It launches, it goes, and it detonates. Except the electromagnetic pulse that this thing creates is way bigger than anybody in it, because you don't even know what you're doing. I mean, what's going to happen? Well, we don't know until we try it. Launch. And we got some problems with it. Folks in Hawaii, 900 miles away from the detonation point, started having some problems. There was about 300 street lights that were knocked out. See, they did these tests in the middle of the night. First of all, most people are sleeping. Second of all, the brightness of this flash, they don't know how bad it's going to be. And their testing results will be a little bit clearer. So, yeah, do it in the middle of the night. Plus, when you're doing sketchy stuff, you do it in the middle of the night. Not as many questions that way. Anyhow, back to Hawaii. A bunch of burglar alarms are set off. So I didn't even know they had in the 1950s, but apparently so. 300 street lights out. It damaged a telephone company satellite link, so the different islands of Hawaii couldn't communicate with each other. This is 900 miles away from the detonation site. Now, we have some photographs of what happened in the sky. And these things are probably still a problem. Like I said, the detonation was way more than what was expected. The first commercial satellite manufactured by AT&T was damaged as a result of this detonation. And I believe one from the UK, I can't remember the name of that, but it was also damaged years later. So we don't know what we're doing. This detonation was way bigger than what they had planned. I don't know, math. I don't know how they planned what they planned, but whatever the case, this kind of went a little haywire on them. But I guess the test was successful, sort of, kind of. Then they went on to Operation Kingfish. And that was awesome. Must have been, because that too remains classified. And the exact nuclear yield, that also is classified. Then somehow we get to Checkmate, Operation Checkmate. Now that's not a nautical term, that's not a fish. What are we doing here? That was pretty awesome. Also classified. Just don't even worry about this stuff, okay? It's fine. It'll be fine. Imagine the level of jackassery that you have to possess to randomly shoot thermonuclear warheads into the atmosphere and have them detonate there, not knowing what's going to happen. And they did it repeatedly. Now, I believe Russia did some. They did theirs during the daylight. The flash of these things, there's a couple dudes went blind, or not totally blind. One guy's sight came back, I think after 6 months, got back to like 20/60 or 60/20 or something like that. Another guy wasn't so fortunate. I think he had permanent, it detonated before they get the goggles on. There is no record of anyone in Hawaii or anywhere that had eye damage from this. If you just happen to be up and see this huge flash in the sky, the first thing you're going to do is look. In fact, in Hawaii, apparently it leaked out somehow because there were the occasional rooftop parties. We're going to watch the detonation. Kind of like the buffoons here when you see what do you call that crap? The eclipse. And you get your glasses on that may or may not protect you. You don't know. You got them off Amazon, but hey, okay. That seems like a great idea. The point being, what are we doing? Testing, you know. It got to the point where supposedly Russia and the United States signed some treaty that said, we're not going to do any more testing. Not going to be blasting stuff. They'd already done it. Most people didn't know about this. What are you doing? Well, they don't know and they don't care. And that's why, present day, when I hear about, people saying, well, you shouldn't be using styrofoam, and it's bad for the environment. You shouldn't be driving a car around because you're burning fossil fuels. It's bad for the environment. I kind of chuckle and think, well, what is a thermonuclear warhead detonated into the atmosphere? How does that help? Is that good for the environment? I'm just saying. If you know anything about this or you found it interesting, whatever you want to do, you can type it down into the... Yeah. Hey, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. I'll see you next time.